In this lecture, you will learn calculation of simplex method of linear programming problem. As you know already, simplex method gives a standard procedure for solving linear programming problem. I request you to watch my earlier video on simplex method, steps to be followed for solving simplex method. So this is a problem we have. Maximize z is equal to 3x1 plus 2x2, and we have two subject to constraint, and both subject to constraint are in lesser than or equal to type, and x1 and x2 are restricted by a sign of 0. So firstly, in the simplex method, we have to convert this into standard form of LPP. We have to rewrite the given problem into standard form of LPP. Then let us rewrite the given problem. So the same problem I have copied here. Since both constraints are lesser than or equal to type, we have added a slack variable to each constraint. For first constraint, I have added s1 slack variable, and immediately I have also added to the objective function. And for second constraint, I have added second slack variable. I have also added to objective function, and I have removed lesser than or equal to type 2 equation, because in the standard form of LPP it is the desirable form. So which means x1 plus x2 plus s1 equals to 4, and here also, and s1 s2 also added to the non-negative. And three things we have ensured. One thing is we have introduced the slack variable, and in the non-negative also slack variable are there, and in the objective function also slack variable are there, and we have removed inequality in the constraint. That is, the constraints are in equation form, and there is no negative in the right side of the constraint. There is no negative value, it is a positive value. These are the desired form of standard form of LPP. Now we can solve the problem. As you know already, this information must be filled to initial simplex table after the objective function, constraint, and this right side of the values, that is b1, b2, all the information we will fill into the initial simplex table. Let us see how we can fill that into the initial simplex problem. So this is a table of simplex problem. In the simplex method, we will give solution through table. So that's a simplex table. Since it is an initial simplex table, we have given initial simplex table. So this is a Cj value. Cj value is a coefficient of objective function 3, 2, and it is 2, and s1 0, s2 0. The same value have carried here, and the Cj decisions variable here x1, x2, s1, s2. So respected values of decision variable x1 3, x2 2, s1 0, s2 0. And very importantly, we have to consider basic variables as slack variable firstly. So we have considered a slack variable, and profit units of basic variable is 0, s1 is 0, and s2 is also 0. And here the quantity of the right side of the constraint. So look at here, this is a quantity b1, b2, that's a 4, 2, first constraint quantity, second constraint quantity. And here it is a constraints value. So it is a x1 plus x2 plus s1. So x1 1 value, x2 1 value, s1 1 value. Here x1 1x, here also 1x, and here s1 is also 1 value. And in the first constraint there is no s2, so there is no value. Here x1 value in the first constraint 1, x2 value in the first constraint 1, s1 value in the first constraint 1, s2 value, there is no constraint in the s2. For s2 in the first constraint, so I have given 0. And if you come to this, see in the second constraint, x1 value is 1, x2 value is minus 1, s1 value, there is no s1 value for in the second constraint, there is a s2 value in the second constraint. We have given the values of respected values. So look at here, in the second constraint, x1 value 1, x2 value minus 1, since my minus value is there, and s1 value, there is no s1 value in the second constraint, but there is a s2 value in the second constraint, so 1. So which means in the initial simplex table we have filled what is available after rewriting into standard form of LPP. So after filling, so we have to calculate z, zj, cj minus zj. Then let us see one by one. Now let us calculate zj. To calculate zj, profit are units into quantity. 0 into 4, 0 into 2. Look at here. This is a formula we use to calculate zj. So calculation of z is equal to summation qj bj. So bj value, this is a bj value, so summation cb into bj, cb value and bj value. So in the problem, cb value means profit or unit into quantity, which means 0 into 4, 0 into plus 0 into 2, 0 into 4 0 plus 0 into 2 0. So zg is equal to 0. So zj value in the given situation is 0. Then now after finding zj value, we can calculate, after finding z value we can calculate zj's value. This is the zj value. To calculate zj value, you must multiply by the respected value, which means profit or units into x1 plus profit or unit into x1, second constant value. So you will get zj value here. So to calculate z1, we have used this formula. This is the formula we have. Z is equal to summation mi is equal to 1 ci a ij. So where m is a 2 rows we have, that's a 2, m is 2. C is the coefficient of basic variable and A is the cost matrix of the constraint. So C1 into A11, C2 into A22. So C1 is 0, A11 is 1 plus C1 is C2 is 0, A11 is 1. Let us look into this. C1 A11, 0 into 1, C1 A12, sorry, C2 A12. So C1 A11, C2 A22. So here you will get the value. So the value is 0, and we can calculate for Z2. So Z2 this case, here this value into this value, this value into this value, this also becomes 0. So and so on, we have calculated for Z3, Z4 like that. Look at here. So for Z2, see 0 into 1 plus 0 into minus 1, it is 0, and Z3 0 into 1, 0 into 0, 0, and Z4 0 into 0, 0 into 1, 0. Since Zj's value, all Zj's values are 0, 0, 0, 0. One more thing you should keep in your mind, whatever you multiply by the 0, it will be 0 only. So when these profit or units are 0, all other values you multiply will become 0. So that is why Z value, Zj values are becoming 0, because 0 into 1, 0, 0 into 1, 0. So after finding Z value and Zj value, we have to find the Cj minus Zj value. So Cj minus Zj, which is very simple, Cj values minus Zj value. You obtained Zj values here, 0, 0, 0, and Cj values are there. Here Cj values. Since Zj values are 0, 0, 3 minus 0, 3, 2 minus 0, 2, 0 minus 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0. So result of this would be this. So Z value is 0, Zj value is 0, 0, 0, 0, and Cj minus Zj value 3 minus 0, 0, and where the other respected values we have. Now after this, you have to check that optimality condition of the problem. For maximization of simplex problem, optimality condition of Cj minus Zj must be lesser than or equal to 0. All the values under the Cj minus Zj must be lesser than or equal to 0. And observe the values here. Here there are two positive values, two zero values and two positive values. When you have positive values, it means it is not an optimal solution. You want to move further for optimization of this initial simplex table. So now we select the most positive value of Cj minus Zj. That is, most positive value is 3. The correspondence to the variable x1, the correspondence to this most positive variable is x1. Then which becomes a incoming variable for the next simplex table, and we shall enter it as a basic variable in the next simplex table. So one of the variable in S1 and S2 will now be outgoing variable, which would be replaced by this x1. To find out which one of these variable, that S1 or S2 is the outgoing variable, we determine the replacement ratio. To obtain replacement ratio, we divide the value of quantity by the corresponding value of incoming variable, which means quantity divided by corresponding value of incoming variable, 1, 4 by 1. Then replacement ratio for S1 is 4. In the same way for S2, replacement ratio 2 by 1. 2 by 1, it is 2. After obtaining replacement ratio, we can find out outgoing variable. In the replacement ratio, we have to select the least positive value. Least positive value in this case is 2. So the value corresponding to this row will be outgoing variable for the next simplex table. So this is a incoming variable. I have just given a circle over this, and this is the outgoing variable. So by now we marked incoming variable. This is the x1 is incoming variable and outgoing variable is s2. I have marked incoming variable, outgoing variable, and replacement ratio we also found. Now one more element we have to find, that is a key element. The element which lies at the intersection of the column of incoming variable, that is x1, and the row of outgoing variable, that is s2, is called key element. Then the value 1 is key element. This is a key element which corresponding to the incoming variable and outgoing variable. The intersection point is a key element. So once you found all this information, you can lead to one more iteration. Before that, you should understand one more thing here, that is identity matrix. To initiate another iteration, the basic variables must be in the identity matrix. Look at here. These are basic variable, that is s1 and s2, s1 and s2, which means the columns corresponding to the basic variable in initial simplex table in the simplex method form an identity matrix. It has formed an identity matrix, that is 1 0 0 1 for the basic variables s1 and s2, and their coefficient of constraints are 1 0 0 1. Very importantly, if you want to lead another iteration, this must be in the identity matrix. Then now we have to form an identity matrix for x1 and s1, because x1 will be incoming variable, and for the next iteration basic variables are s1 and x2. We have to form identity matrix for this s1 and x2. So in place of s2, x1 must come because it is an incoming variable. Look at here, I have considered x1, and also I have considered coefficient of cost of x1, that is a 3. Now S1 and X1 must form identity matrix. S1 is already in the identity matrix, and we have to make X1 as identity matrix. X1 this side. So we have to make an identity matrix. For that I will consider the column corresponding to X1 must form identity matrix like 0 and 1. Since already there is a 1 0, it must be 0 and 1. So in this column I have considered S1 value, that S1 4 1 1 1 0, the same value I have considered, and I will in place of S2 there is a X1, so coefficient of basic variable also will change, so that is 3, except that other elements are same. Now I have to make other element in the column of key element, that is x1 must 0. In this case its value is 1, this A11 is value 1. For this we multiply the row of key element, the row of key element by the negative of the same element, which means this same element, and add it to the first row. So when you multiply, when you subtract by this same element, it will become 0. After subtracting, you will add it to the row. So then the row operation would be like this. Here I have considered first row as it is, except profit or unit 41110. Here same thing 41110, and here it is multiplied by -1, negativity of the key element. Okay, -1. Second row, this second row is multiplied by -1, so which means it was 2 into -1 -2, and 1 into -1 -1, and -1 into -1 +1, and -1 into 0 0, and -1 into 1, it is -1. So same value, the second row is multiplied by negativity of the key element, that is by -1 2 -1 1 -1 -1 -1 0 -1 1. The result is this. After doing so, you have to take the sum of the both row. Here sum of the row is 4 minus 2 2, 1 minus 0 1 0, 1 plus 1 2. We are making sum 1 plus 0 1, 0 minus 1 minus 1. And here it is the sum of the rows. This sum of the rows is the new first row, because we have to make identity matrix in the first row only. Here this one must be 0, so we are considering for first row. Sum of the value will be considered for first row. Since S1 is already in identity matrix 1 0, it must become 0 1. So we will consider the row operation to the first row. So for next iteration I have considered in the first row, that is for S1. that 2 0 2 1 minus 1, the result of last row operation I have considered for first row, because for in the first row we have to make this 0. Okay, and second row we will consider the same value which we had in the earlier simplex table. That is, look at here. So we had in the earlier simplex table 2 1 minus 1 0 1, except this coefficient it has changed. The coefficient of x1 is 3. So 3 2 1 minus 1 0 1. So 3 2 1 minus 1 0 1. So after this treatment row operation and considering the same x1 coefficient and everything, we can calculate zj, cj minus zj, and ultimately we will see the optimality condition. Now we have considered z is equal to 0 into 2 0 plus 3 into 2 6. So 6 is a z value is a 6. And now if you want z1 value, 0 into 0 0, 3 into 1 3. Then z1 value is 3, and 0 into 2 0, 3 into minus 1, that is minus 3, 3 into minus 1 minus 3, and now 0 into 1 0, 3 into 0, that is 0, and 0 into minus 1 0, 3 into 1 3. So we also found zj value, z1 z2 z3 z4 value. So now we can check the we can find out cj minus zj. So since we have cj values here and we found zj values also here, so cj is 3 minus 3 0, 3 minus 3 0, and 2 minus 3 2 minus 3. So in the formula itself we have minus, and the value is minus. So minus into minus plus, the cj minus zj of second row column is 5, and 0 minus 0 0, 0 minus 3 minus 3. So in this way we obtained cj minus zj value. Now we have to check the optimality condition. What does it optimality condition says? Cj minus zj must be lesser than or equal to 0, and all cj minus zj must be lesser than or equal to 0. So except one value, all other values are lesser than or equal to 0. So we are not supposed to have any positive value. Here we have positive value, and positive value in the same corresponding column value there is some positive value. In the most positive value corresponding to the most positive value there is some positive value, which means you can improve this solution in the next iterations. So this is the incoming variable for the next iteration. X2 is an incoming variable for the next iteration. The value corresponding to the most positive value. So it is some incoming variable. I will cross this out, this column, and now we have to find replacement ratio. Once you found the incoming variable, the most column corresponding to the most positive value, you can calculate the replacement ratio. So replacement ratio you have to calculate by dividing quantity by the most positive corresponding column, which means 2 by 2, it is 1. Replacement ratio is 1, and 2 by minus 1 you cannot do so, because for calculating replacement ratio you should consider only positive value. You should not consider negative value. You should not consider any 0. Since it is minus 1, we are not going to consider for the replacement ratio. We will leave it as it is. And since there is only one replacement ratio, I will consider this a least positive value, and for the next iteration this row will be the outgoing variable, which means S1 must outgoing variable. And we found incoming variable. We also found replacement ratio. After finding replacement ratio, we found outgoing variable also. So intersection of incoming variable and outgoing variable is a key element for the next operation, which means 2 is a key element. So again we have to find the form identity matrix. If not, after forming identity matrix we will form a simplex table again. So here very importantly observe, basic variables are in the identity matrix, that is S1 S1 1 0 and X1 X1 0 1 1 0 0 1. These must be identity matrix. Now then we have to form identity matrix for X1 and X2, because X2 is going to be incoming variable in the next iteration. One more thing we have to understand here, X1 is already in the identity matrix, and X2, in the X2 there is no identity matrix, which becomes 0 1 1 0 1 0. It must have to take place like that. But this value is not a unity, it is not in a unity there, because it must be in a one value. So to make unity, we will divide this row by the key element itself. Very important consideration. In the last iteration we have not done like this, because it was in unity. Unity means it was a value, there was a value 1. So here there is no unity in this value. We have to make unity first, and after making unity we have to form identity matrix. So we shall divide the row containing the key element by key element itself, that is 2, excluding the values in the column of profit or units. So after doing so, by dividing the key element by the respected row, we will have this result. So this result we are obtained. Let's accept this x2 value is 2 and x1 value remains same as it is. So here we had a quantity 2 by 2 it is 1, and x1 2 by 0 0 only, and x2 2 by 2 that value becomes 2, and in the s1 there was a value 1, 2 by 1 1 by 2, and in the s2 also there was a minus value, so 2 by minus 1 minus 1 by 2. We just did this operation just to make this unity. In the earlier cases it was already in a unity, so we did not consider this type of operation. Here we consider the this operation to make unity, and now it is in unity, that's 1 and 1 itself. So now we can form a identity matrix. To form identity matrix, here we have 0 1, it is already in identity matrix. This value must make 0. Very importantly, this value must make 0 0, which means we have to multiply the second row we have to multiply. Then I have considered first row as it is, that 1 0 1 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. So to form my x1 and x2 should form my identity matrix. First row I have considered as it is 1 0 1 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, and second row also I will consider, that is, now we will consider second row after multiplying by key element. Here I want to make 0 this. For that I am not going to change the sign of key element, because if you make 1 minus 1 it will become 0. If there is no minus value of this, I could have assigned minus 1. Okay, very important. So here I have considered minus 1, the second row I have considered, and this is the plus 1, not minus 1. That is 2 into 1, 1 into 1, minus 1 into 1, 1 into 0, 1 into 1. The same second row I have considered here, 2 into 1 multiplied by 1, and the same the respected value we have here. Now after doing so, we will make sum of this, sum of the both rows, that 1 plus 2 3, 1 plus 0 1, 1 plus minus 1 it is 0, and 1 by 2 plus 0 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2 plus 1, the value is 1 by 2. And you can ask me where to consider this sum of row, because we have to make second row as 0. Look at here, this value must be 0. For the second row we have to consider this row operation. So look at here, I have considered that then. So I have taken first row as it is. This is the first row, 1 0 1 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, 1 0 1 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, and for second row I have considered row operation, the 3 1 0 1 by 2 1 by 2, 3 1 0 1 by 2 1 by 2. Now observe the x1 and x2 value, the basic variable values carefully, because it must be in identity matrix. Look at here, x1 is in identity matrix, x2 is also identity matrix, that is 0 1 1 0. These values must be unity, 1 1 0 0, and this value must be unity, and also it must be in the identity matrix. Unless you consider these things, that the things variables here in the basic must be identity matrix, unless you ensure so you cannot move further. Then now you can calculate z value, zj value, cj minus zj value, because you have made a identity matrix this. So now we can calculate the z value. Z is equal to 2 into 1 plus 3 into 3. So 2 into 1 2, 3 into 3 9. The value z value is 11. And if you want z1 value, z2 value, z3, z4 value, I have made an operation like this. So 2 into 0 0, 3 into 1 3, 2 into 0 0, 3 into 1 3. The value is 3. And second Z1, 2 into 1, 2, 3 into 0, 0. The value is 2. 2 into 1 by 2 plus 3 into 1 by 2. The whole sum of the value of the here is 5 by 2. And 2 into minus 1 by 2, 3 into 1 by 2. The sum of the value is 1 by 2. So by this way we obtained also Zj value. We obtained all the Zj values. Now we will make Cj minus Zj. Here we have Cj and we will make this Zj. Cj value is 3, Zj value is 3. 3 minus 3, 0. And 2 minus 2, 0. 0 minus 5 by 2 minus 5 by 2. 0 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Now it is the time to check optimality condition in Cj minus Zj. Cj minus Zj, all the Cj minus Zj must be lesser than or equal to 0. Here it is 0, 0, negative, negative. So all the Cj minus Zj are in a lesser than or equal to 0. Along with that, one more thing you should consider in simplex table because that is basic variable. These when the Cj minus Zj is in a optimality condition, the basic variable must be x, y or x1, x2. There must not be any slack variable. If there is a slack variable, the x1, x2 value, you are not able to define the x1, x2 value. So here in this case, slack variable, there is no slack variable in the basic variable, and Cj minus Zj is in the optimality condition. Then we arrived at optimality condition that Z is equal to 11. Look at here, Z is equal to 11 and x1 is 3. This is very important. X1, the profit unit is 3, X1, and X2 is 2. X2 is 2. So the optimality condition arrived for this problem at Z11, Z maximize Z11 and X1 3, X2 2. I hope you got the problem. Thank you so much.